What's up, everybody? It's Sonic Source. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk about the new Ableton Push 3. It was just announced maybe about, it's been maybe a week now, and I just want to give y'all my thoughts on it. I have a Push 2 already, and so I'm going to look at this and I'll give you my fair opinion on if it makes me want to upgrade from the Push 2 to the Push 3. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so here's the reveal video. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and click focus and fill. So main thing is standalone. I know that's the biggest thing that everybody was excited about. I was very excited about it. I had no idea it was coming, so that's awesome. Seems like a lot of companies are trying to give competition to the MPC, which is awesome. Native Instruments, where you at? You kind of fell off. I had the machine, and it's good, but it's not an MPC, right? It's not an MPC, and so I got the MPC X and the MPC Live, and I have the Push 2. Which one do I use more? It just depends, right? It just depends. The MPC X and the Push 2, neither one of them leave the studio. And the MPC Live, it kind of leaves the studio, but we'll get into the standalone portion in a minute. So also, if you notice, it says MPE, right? So if you don't know, MPE is another way of pretty much an expressiveness that you're using while you're playing the instrument, right? So if you're hitting the pad and you kind of move your finger, it'll bend the sound, kind of like a modulation, right? So it makes modulation easier. A lot of people are saying it's great for 808 glides and bends like that, but at the same time, I think everybody's figured out the best way to do 808 glides in whatever DAW they're using, right? So let's just put that out there. That's cool. Standalone. And so I think what's awesome is that you can take a platform like Ableton and actually make it standalone inside the Push 2, to where right here you see like the clip view right here. That's pretty awesome. I honestly never thought like what it would look like to have the Ableton interface and standalone, and now we have it. Now, for me, what I would have liked to see is a bigger screen, touch screen, maybe not as many pads, right? But that's Ableton's thing, the 64 pads, and I love the Push. I love it. All right, built-in audio interface. Okay, so you don't have to have a separate audio interface. It comes straight out the box, built-in audio interface. What's it sound like? I don't know. Does it really matter how great it sounds? For the price point, you can only ask for so much. Is it going to sound like junk? Probably not. So also, there's a way, they also have ADAT, right? So which is great, which means you can use the converters on a more higher end audio interface, and you plug that in through ADAT connection to the Push 3, and you have higher end converters, right? Push's 64XY sensitive pads respond to the subtlest shifts in finger placement and pressure. Feel your way around the pads to fluidly change your sound in multiple ways as you play. Again, that's part of that MPE technology, which is awesome. MPE technology does cost a lot right now. So maybe as technology improves, we'll get that MPE feature a lot cheaper in other devices and maybe Ableton upgrades. So let's go to inputs and outputs. All right, it's built-in audio interface, MIDI in and out. A lot of people not using MIDI, let's just be honest. A lot of the newer producers probably think of MIDI as just the notes in the piano roll, which, yeah, that is MIDI. But I'm not going to bore y'all with what MIDI really is, because there's no point in really talking about it. If you know what it is, you look at that, MIDI in, MIDI out, and if you need it, you'll be like, yeah, I could use that. If you look at that and say, I don't know what MIDI is, you don't need it. point blank. It's really that simple. If you look at this and it says ADAT. All right, if you don't know what that is, you probably don't have any gear in your studio that's ADAT, so you don't need it. USB ports, good to know when you need to replace your cord. You go on Amazon and look up and you figure out what USB cords you need. If you need a longer one, right, in your studio, you just make sure you get a USB-A or a USB-C port cord to go into the ports here. Headphone out. What does the headphone amp sound like in this device? I don't know. Is that really important for standalone? Not necessarily, right? So let's keep it moving. Connecting gear. You can connect, it says connect, pick up, equip instruments, dynamic microphones, turntables, hardware synths or effects to record directly into your push session or Ableton Live. I think that's pretty awesome. As somebody who likes to create sample-based music, being able to hook up a dynamic microphone so you can make sounds, with your mouth or record sounds on the fly, that's dope. That's dope. You can bang on the table with your dynamic microphone and you're good to go. Hardware synth, if you're at somebody else's studio and they have a synth that you don't have at the house, record it in real quick, sample it, because look, it still comes with all the awesome effects that Ableton Live comes with, like simpler, right? It's dope. I love it. Okay. MIDI, we already talked about MIDI. We don't want to really get into MIDI too much. CV gate. So look, my MPC X has CV gate. I haven't used it not once because I don't have any external gear, right? All I have is a Push 2, which I use that with the MPC through the Ableton link. So I don't need CV gate. And if you feel like you might want to get into modular stuff, it's nice to have, but if you're not going to use it, what's the point? All right, Push standalone instrument, $2,000. Good. Okay, the Push that's not standalone, but it's upgradable, right? Because they have an upgrade kit. It's $1,000. All right, so look, if you don't have a Push 2, all right, and you say, man, this Push 3 makes me want to get into the Ableton, situation, I would say go for the Push 3 for $9.99. That's a lot more than what I paid for the Push 2. I think I bought it used on Sweetwater. It's a lovely piece of gear. It's lovely. I think I might have paid $700 or something for it, right? But you still have to buy the Ableton software. So that's going to be another $300-$400. So think about that. If you get the standalone, you definitely are going to want to have the Ableton software, and I don't know if it says it comes with the Ableton software, but I don't think it comes with the software. So you got to also think about that. So you could be looking at spending good $2,400 to get into the Push 3 standalone plus the Ableton software. So I would say again, if you have the Push 2, I don't see a reason to upgrade. The Push 2 is awesome. You might think that you want a standalone, but let's be honest, music is all about the vibe. So how many times are you in a situation outside your studio when you're in a good atmosphere and good vibe to make some good music? I know for me, every time I take my MPC Live out, like whether I'm on like a road trip or I have to stay overnight somewhere, I really can't get into the flow. The studio is kind of, for me, is where I get my vibe going. And so I kind of like standalone for the fact that I don't have to run the software on the computer. But if you're thinking about standalone as, hey, I can just run around and make beats at Starbucks or something like that, I don't think that's going to. I don't think that's a good enough reason, honestly. So it's $2,000. It's not a whole lot of money, but it ain't chump change either, right? So I'm all about, don't buy gear that you don't need. Only buy gear that's going to improve your productivity, your creativity, and your sound overall, right? And if you think the Push 3 is going to do that for you in standalone or in connect mode, I would say do that. Hard drive built into it, powerful processor, and it's all upgradable. So if you don't have the Push at all, I'm not mad at that price. But if you got the Push I don't see a reason to upgrade to the Push 3, honestly. So, all right, y'all, that's my take on it. Make sure you come back, check out more videos that I got going on. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and you hit that bell notification so you can get notified of the next video I put out. All right, y'all, take care.